The AI rumor mill is running absolutely red hot right now, so today we're going to sit down, look strictly at the verified data, and unpack everything from self-teaching coding bots all the way to a literal, life-saving biotech breakthrough.
So here is our agenda for today. 1. Hype versus verified reality. 2. Self-taught open source models. 3. OpenAI's massive growth surge. 4. Global cybersecurity AI challenges. And 5. Historic cancer vaccine breakthrough. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. Hype versus verified reality.
Okay, so you've probably seen those viral posts floating around X and Threads claiming DeepSeek V5 is dropping in September with, quote, Mythos-class performance. I mean, it sounds amazing, right? But let's take a step back and look at the actual receipts.
Because when we check the official developer logs, the current confirmed models are strictly V4 Flash and V4 Pro. There is absolutely zero verified roadmap or official release date for V5. If there's some sort of secret A/B testing happening behind the scenes, well, it hasn't been verified by anyone credible. So for now, we're keeping this strictly in the unconfirmed leak category.
Now, on the flip side, we actually do have a confirmed update from Anthropic. Claude Code has officially shipped a brand new, concise output style in version 2.1.237. If you use Claude regularly, you already know it loves to write you a long, polite essay before it actually does the coding work you asked for. Well, this new style skips all that small talk and leads straight with the result. Creator Boris Cherny actually calls this a temporary Band-Aid fix, but honestly, it is a massive quality of life improvement.
And the best part is you can activate this immediately. Just run the /config command, or if you prefer, simply edit your JSON settings directly. It's a tiny little tweak, but it's going to save massive amounts of scrolling for power users.
All right, Section 2. Self-taught open source models.
The research team over at Deep Reinforce just dropped Ornith 1.5, and it comes in 3 distinct flavors. You've got the massive 397 billion parameter mixture of experts model, which basically routes your tasks to specialized subnetworks to save on compute, all the way down to a 9 billion dense, tightly packed model that you can run right on your phone. Best of all, the whole shebang is MIT licensed, meaning they are ready to run locally on tools like Alma or LM Studio today.
But what is totally wild about this architecture is the loop of autonomy. This model actively trains itself. It proposes its own new tasks, builds a testing scaffold for each one, generates solution rollouts, and then learns from the results. It's literally a continuous, self-improving feedback loop.
Now, when it comes to performance, the massive 397B model scores an 86.1 on Terminal Bench 2.1, which actually slightly edges out Claude Opus 4.8, sitting at 85.0. But, take that with a quick grain of salt. These are vendor-reported numbers coming directly from Deep Reinforce.
Because as always, we have to look for independent verification. And early testers on Hacker News are already noting that the mid-tier 35B model might not quite beat direct competitors like Quinn 3.6 just yet. So while the self-teaching tech is absolutely fascinating, definitely treat the benchmark domination claims with a healthy dose of caution until third-party testers fully validate them.
Moving right along, Section 3, OpenAI's massive growth surge.
According to a recent CNBC report detailing internal comments from CFO Sarah Fryer, OpenAI's overall revenue run rate is up an incredibly impressive 35% quarter to date. This really proves that despite the rising tide of these powerful open source models we just talked about, OpenAI's core business is still growing incredibly fast. And even more staggering than that, their enterprise revenue run rate has surged by 50%. Companies aren't just experimenting with this stuff anymore. They are hardwiring OpenAI right into their daily operations. AI lock-in is happening at the corporate level way faster than a lot of people expected.
And on the everyday user side, they have officially hit 20 million weekly active users across their AI coding and ChatGPT work products. Now, there was a crazy rumor floating around about them jumping from 6 million to 20 million in just 6 days, but we actually couldn't independently verify that specific leap. What is rock solid, though, is this milestone of 20 million weekly active users relying on OpenAI to get their daily work done.
Section 4. Global cybersecurity AI challenges. So, China's zhipu, which is also known as ZAI, just launched GLM-5.3.
They use the same base model as their 5.2 version, but they've heavily boosted its capabilities through some extended post-training. And they are entering the arena with some seriously bold claims, specifically a 50% improvement in coding capability. But to really understand what this means for the security domain, we need to see how it actually stacks up against the US models.
When we actually break down the benchmarks side by side, we see a bit of a split reality. GLM 5.3 narrowly wins at finding single vulnerabilities on CyberGym, but when it's tested on Exploit Bench, which focuses on executing really deep, multi-step exploit chains, it basically falls off a cliff down to 54.4%. That is trailing way behind US models like Mythos 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol, which are sitting comfortably in the upper 70s. So US models are clearly still well ahead when it comes to navigating full, complex exploit chains.
Finally, Section 5. Historic Cancer Vaccine Breakthrough. All right, this is where we leave science fiction behind because this is happening right now. Intasimerone autogene is a personalized mRNA cancer vaccine. And when I say personalized, I mean it is custom-tailored for each individual patient. Scientists map the specific DNA mutations of your exact tumor, and then they build a vaccine specifically designed to train your immune system to hunt down those exact mutations.
And the Phase 3 trial results? They are just phenomenal. Enrolling over 1,000 patients with high-risk, surgically removed melanoma, this trial tested the vaccine combined with the immunotherapy drug keytruda against keytruda alone, and the combination therapy significantly outperformed traditional treatments in preventing cancer recurrence and distant metastases. Detailed data is heading to an upcoming medical conference soon, and FDA approval is currently pending.
I really want to emphasize what a massive milestone this is for medicine. This marks the very first time a personalized neoantigen cancer vaccine has actually passed a Phase 3 trial. Beyond even that, it's the first time any mRNA-based cancer treatment has succeeded at this late stage of clinical trials. It is just a monumental validation of the mRNA technology that we saw gain global prominence over the last few years.
And Wall Street? Well, they immediately understood the gravity of this breakthrough, sending Moderna's stock surging an incredible 80%. Right after the announcement.
So we started today talking about autonomous coding models, and we ended on a literal custom-coded patch for the human immune system. It really begs the question, with AI now autonomously writing our code and supercharging our most historic medical breakthroughs, how quickly will these digital systems completely reshape our physical reality? It's definitely something to think about.